Well, all right. Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest welcoming you back to Before the Four. I hope you all are having a fabulous Friday so far, wherever you're watching Before the Four this afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your Friday afternoon here. Now, let's begin with an update to the statewide Amber Alert that was sent out yesterday. The man wanted in the Albert Alert has now been arrested. Aaron Dante Williams was captured in connection to an East Alabama double murder and kidnapping investigation. According to the Auburn Police Department, Williams was arrested without incident around 7:15 this morning in Giles County, Tennessee, by U.S. Marshals, the FBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and the Gulf Coast Regional Fugitive Task Force. Giles County is on the Tennessee-Alabama border and is approximately 230 miles northwest of the Auburn home where investigators found Williams' wife and young stepdaughter dead yesterday afternoon. Now, Williams' 4-year-old son, Jabril Haroon, was with him at the time of the arrest. Auburn police confirmed the boy was unharmed, and confirmed officials are working to reignite him with the family. Williams was taken to the Giles County Jail, where he's awaiting extradition to Alabama. And 48's Noah Cowell will have more on this situation coming up in our evening newscast, so make sure to stick around. But now let's take a look at the weather. Some scattered showers this afternoon, and we're also hearing reports of flooding in some parts of the Tennessee Valley. Let's turn over to 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis for a look at the latest forecast. Brad?
Going on right now, but I do expect this radar to begin filling in as we go in the next hour or so across the metro area, down into Morgan County and Marshall County. Here's a quick look at the radar just after 3 o'clock, about 3:15 or so. But what's going on is we've got an outflow boundary. The breeze is picking up from the north, and this rain-cooled air is going to interact with these temperatures in the 90s, and that usually spells trouble as far as thunderstorm development, very heavy rain. And again, this may get pretty active here for the evening commute. As far as temperatures go, 93 in Huntsville, 92 in Muscle Shoals. This is one of the hotter days of the week, and because of this, I've adjusted temperatures up into the weekend too. I'm going to drop the chance of rain down to 30% tomorrow. I don't see a whole lot of activity in the model guidance, and then 40% Sunday, Monday. Here's that 3-day forecast. We're talking 93 now tomorrow. Heat index around 100, so stay hydrated. It's just going to be a very hot, very moist atmosphere out there, to say the least. 92 Sunday, 91 Monday. Again, scattered thunderstorms return to the forecast. Most of these will be taking place during the early afternoon hours and fading away shortly around sunset.
And also, don't forget First Alert Weather Extra. That is tonight at 9:30. Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis, he'll be back here in the CTV Center, and he'll have all the latest that he's seeing on the radar, as well as your weekend forecast. So you're just not going to want to miss it. Make sure to leave a comment. You can watch it wherever you're watching Before the Four this afternoon. But yes, 9:30 tonight, First Alert Weather Extra. But now moving to Huntsville, where a Tony man was charged after a fatal crash last night. Huntsville police say the crash involved 2 motorcycles and a pickup truck near the intersection of Pulaski Pike and Cedar Point Drive around 8 p.m. last night. Police say a preliminary investigation shows the crash was a head-on collision. One motorcyclist was pronounced dead at the scene. A second was brought to the hospital with serious injuries, where he remains. The driver of the truck, that's who you see on screen, 33-year-old Paris Gardner, allegedly fled the scene on foot, but was found a short time later. He has been charged with 2 counts of leaving the scene of an accident involving death or personal injury. The investigation is ongoing, and more charges may be filed. And of course, we'll bring you the latest both online and on air as we continue to learn more. But now also in Huntsville, where we have learned more details about another motorcycle crash on Wednesday night. A 19-year-old is dead after the crash on University Drive. According to Don Webster with HIMSI, the call came in around 9:46 p.m. at 3131 University Drive east of Jordan Lane. The motorcyclist was identified as 19-year-old Nathaniel Pickard of Grant. The driver of the vehicle was injured and taken to Huntsville Hospital, where they're being treated with non-life-threatening injuries. And now in Limestone County,
police told me.
Let me go back 1 second. Now in Limestone County, where an employee for Yes Care, the healthcare provider for the Alabama Department of Corrections, was arrested on contraband charges. Authorities say they conducted a vehicle checkpoint at Limestone Correctional Facility just before 5:30 this morning. A red SUV was seen turning around from the checkpoint. The car took off when authorities tried to stop it. The driver eventually stopped after a short pursuit. Now, during a vehicle search, officers say they found nearly 200 grams of meth, 160 grams of marijuana, and 190 grams of chemically altered paper. The driver, Monica Bishop, who you're seeing on screen, was arrested and brought to the Limestone County Jail. But now we're going to take a quick break, but coming up, in case you missed it, regarding how to identify the signs of elder abuse and an incredible life-saving story you're just not going to want to miss. It's all ahead. I'll be right back in 1 minute. All right, well, hello everyone and welcome back to Before the Four. Now a story in case you missed it. On Wednesday, 69-year-old Sarah Queen was arrested in Priceville after an investigation found she took $20,000 from an elderly couple she cared for. 48's Noah Cowell spoke with AARP on recognizing the signs of elder abuse. Noah Cowell with more.
Priceville police told me the investigation started over a month ago when a bank notified them and the family about large withdrawals coming from the elderly couple's account. They then learned that Sarah Queen, who had been taking care of the elderly couple for years, was exploiting and abusing them. Priceville investigator Turk Jones says Queen also spent much more of the couple's money on shopping than an elderly couple would need. He says the work Priceville PD does in these cases is extremely important.
These people have worked all their lives to build their life, and for somebody to come in and steal all of that from them without them realizing they're even being stolen from, unfortunately that happens a lot.
AARP's Jamie Harding says 1 in 10 seniors in the U.S. experience elder abuse every year, but only a fraction of those are even reported. Harding says signs of elder abuse include bruises or changes in a person's hygiene or personality. She says banks are extremely important in this process, but regardless of whether they notice abnormal charges, the families of these victims also need to be attentive.
Stay in close touch with their family members. If they're far away, schedule video calls, FaceTime, any kind of video calls, and then keep an eye on their appearance and their demeanor. If anything's changed or anything's different, get someone there to check it out if you're not nearby to do so.
Harding added that AARP has worked hard to increase penalties on these crimes, and they've helped establish a law that requires home health agencies to use a database when hiring their caretakers. If you need to report a case that is like this, you need to immediately contact local law enforcement or the hotline at the Alabama Department of Human Resources. Reporting in Priceville, Noah Cowell, 48 News, on your side.
But now some very sad news out of Marshall County. HydroFest, the annual speedboat race on Lake Guntersville that's been ongoing for 7 years, will not return in 2026. Marshall County Tourism and Sports made the announcement earlier today. They say the reason for HydroFest not returning is the decline of local support from businesses within the community, with ticket sales reflecting only a few hundred attendees from Marshall County. Local sponsorship, which also helps fund the event, has also declined. But very sad news there. But now check out this awesome story. People say they do anything to protect their pets. And for one owner, that meant fighting off an alligator. Local News Live spoke with the man who says when it came to his life or his dogs, there was only one answer. Let's take a look.
A few miles from downtown Southport, Bonner Herring spends his free time here on a 100-acre property where he gardens and goes fishing.
5 minutes can turn into an hour really quick.
All with 4-year-old Strike, who's attached at the hip.
You know, this is his pond as it is as much as it is mine, and he likes to go and get in the edge of the water to cool off.
But 2 weeks ago,
Where you see that white stake at the other end, that's where I was. I had my guard down, I didn't think about it. I heard him let out a yell like I've never heard in my life, and I heard water at the same time. I knew exactly what it was the instant I heard it.
it was an alligator that decided Strike would be its next meal.
And I was like, no sir, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna get my dog back.
Herring grabbed a rake and jumped into the water.
Somehow a voice inside of me said, you know what, if you can get in there and pile in there close enough, maybe you can keep that gator away. And that's what I did.
Rake in hand, Herring kept swimming as the gator dragged Strike away. Hoping the commotion scared the gator away, he grabbed Strike and started swimming back to shore. But halfway back, the gator surfaced.
Just out of arm lengths away from us. The only thing I could pray is he wouldn't turn and come back at us, and he didn't. Thank the Lord.
From all of this, the dog only had a broken leg. And after a swift recovery,
Strike's enjoying the limelight.
But as the scars fade,
I mean, the scars from here to there, and he had puncture wounds basically all over this leg.
Herring has him on strict orders to stay out of the water for now.
Hey, no, Strike here. See? He's not afraid of the water.
And it's not lost on him that this was a close call.
He's a fortunate one. I visualized what it would be like to drive down that rock road without striking the back of my truck. And I felt what it would feel like to tell my family I left him here. Excuse me.
Bringing a whole new meaning to man's best friend.
Oh, a close call indeed. Awesome story there. And now let's head into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. Taking a look at a GoFundMe scam here in the Tennessee Valley after the widow of a man killed by a hatchet in Arizona says she never received any of the money raised from the GoFundMe. 48's Callie Neese will have that story coming up, and a story on Highway 231 concerns after a fatal crash last week. And these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. And now it is just about that time. It is, of course, time for Facebook Fun, and this was our 48 Facebook question 2 days ago. We didn't get to Facebook Fun yesterday, but I have the question here. You all had some super awesome comments to this question right here. So we're going to continue it. Name a food item that everyone seems to like, but you hate. And let's see what you all had to say. Mary said banana pudding. You know, Mary, I used to be like you. I used to not like banana pudding as well. But recently I went back home and had some of my mom's banana pudding, and it was absolutely delicious. Now, I am not a fan of the Nilla wafers. I don't think you necessarily have to have those wafers in there for some good banana pudding, but I used to not like banana pudding, so I feel you on that, Mary Jean, but I am glad I have gotten that out, and now I really very much like some banana pudding, 100%. Thank you so much for commenting. Shelly, she said bananas, grits, and biscuits. Now, I'm going to have to disagree with you, Shelly, on the bananas and the grits. Love me some grits, especially cheese grits, or maybe put in some hot sauce, Texas Pete, and those grits. It's just so delicious. Bananas, I like bananas for potassium. But biscuits, I can almost understand you on that. I don't hate biscuits, but it is not really my go-to as far as food choices. I'm more of a wrap slash tortilla guy than a burrito guy, or than a biscuit guy. But I feel you on that. Thank you, Shelly, for commenting. Hunter said chicken and dumplings. Now, I completely disagree with you on that, Hunter. I absolutely love chicken and dumplings. But, you know, we all have our own unique taste, so I don't judge here 100%. Thank you, Hunter. And then Heather said Oreos. Heather, I did not know it was humanly possible to not like Oreos. I thought just about everyone liked Oreos. And that just goes to show everyone has their own unique tastes. And look at this one. Beth said Reese's Cups, and that's another one I did not know was possible to dislike. I just thought you just came out of the womb liking Reese's Cups. But Beth, you know, you have honestly shocked me. I did not know that was possible, but I appreciate your comment. Thank you so much for commenting. And everyone who commented on Wednesday's 48 Facebook question, thank you so much for commenting. It always makes my day seeing y'all's comments and seeing what you all have to say. Y'all, that's just about all the time I have for today's Before the Four, but thank you so much for spending a bit of your Friday afternoon here. I hope you all have a great weekend. Stay weather alert this weekend and enjoy tonight's evening newscast. But that's about it. You all have a great night, and as always, thank you so much for watching.